It's Powerback time on the Gutsy Podcast. Each week we bring you 5 minutes of condensed inspiration to reclaim the courage and momentum you've given away. You've got big things to do, so let's get your power back. One of the most exhausting things that we can do as human beings is to pretend that we are somebody that we are not. You know how it goes. You get up in the morning, you look in the mirror, you put on your work clothes, and you head to work, and all of a sudden you have to go into this different persona, this different personality that you are not. You talk differently, you act differently, you change your clothes accordingly, and then you find yourself surrounded by people that are a reflection of who that person is. I like to think of this as the 40-hour play that you are starring in every single week. You've got this character down to a science. You know how she or he walks and talks. You know when and how they act and react. You know when to get quiet and what's going to get the applause. Think of it as putting yourself inside this tiny little box that you don't belong in. Yet this tiny little box is an enormous part of your life. I mean, let's face it, we spend just as much time, if not more, with our coworkers and our clients than we do our families. So 40 hours of someone that you're not is freaking exhausting. By the time you get home, you can't hardly wait to change out of those clothes. You start talking the way that you talk, you listen to the music that you want to listen to, and all of a sudden you snap back into the person that you were this morning. This week, I want you to take your power back by embracing who you are from 5 to 9 as you are from 9 to 5. You might be thinking, Laura, seriously, I work in a place that just doesn't embrace that. It's really straight-laced or really conservative, and I just have to be this person. And it's really not that bad. It's only a short amount of time, and I can deal with it. I want you to get really real with yourself and think, if I have to be this other version of myself for the next 20, 30, or 40 years, how does that make you feel? Now, if you feel comfortable with that, then more power to you. But I'm going to go out on a limb and guess that's not the space that you want to be in. And if you're working at a place that does not embrace truly who you are, then that's not really the place for you to be. If you're going out into an interview and you're putting on that persona from the get-go, that's the expectation that those people have. In the same respect that when you are interviewing clients or clients are interviewing you, as a company, if you're putting on this facade, this different version of yourself, that's what that client is going to have the expectation of the entire time that you're engaged with them. So my best advice is to always show up as your authentic self. Bring your character, bring your style, bring your natural quirks. No, it's not going to be for everybody. And guess what? It really shouldn't be. But what it's going to do is get you closer to the right relationships that are going to add value to your life. I mean, picture a world where you go to work every day. You're working with a team that just resonates on a level that you can't even wrap your head around. You're working with clients that love the natural little quirks that you bring and the humor that you bring to the meetings. They're going to love that you're open and honest or creative or whatever beautiful set of characteristics define who you are. And guess what? They appreciate that and they love working with you. And the more that you get to feel that, the more you bring that out, which means the more of those types of people that you're going to attract. I mean, the power of being yourself unleashes so many opportunities for your life to align from 9 to 5 as it does from 5 to 9. And what that boils down to is you're you, always. Whether you're at home or at a party or a networking event or a business meeting or just running your day-to-day life, you get to be yourself, not what someone else expects you to be. Somewhere along the line, we were trained that we had to impress people by being another version of ourselves. But join me in the concept that maybe people can just enjoy being with you because you're you. You land the right jobs, you expand in the right markets, all the things are just aligning, and you get to be 100% who you are all of the time. I do believe that there is a scale of who you are as well. I kind of think of this as from couch to ball gown, right? If you're thinking about your attire and how you dress and how you look. I understand that there are certain professions and certain scenarios where you have to be what I would consider a higher version of yourself. But if you've got a big meeting coming up and you know that you need to dress up, don't wear an outfit that doesn't make you feel like a badass. Don't go buy some frumpy-ass maroon suit. Refer back to episode 3 of the Gutsy Podcast for that story. Wear a slightly more sophisticated outfit that makes you feel strong and powerful and put together, and go into that meeting and bring your full self, from your personality to the way that you talk to the way that you dress. They may not like that, and that's okay. But guess what? There's a really solid chance, and you owe yourself and that person the chance, that they may find a glimmer of something different in you, something that they are attracted to, that they want to work with, that they can see themselves growing with. And who knows, you may just inspire that person or someone else to say, wow, yes, we're in a professional relationship right now. We are doing business, but I'm doing business with someone that I like and I enjoy, and maybe I can do more of that as well. You're going to feel more fulfilled. You're going to be more excited, and you're going to bring so much more to the table, not just to yourself, but to everyone around you, because you're bringing everything that's you. And what's cooler than being able to be exactly who you are and working with really great people that appreciate that of you? You deserve to be happy, but that decision will always begin with you. Join me next week on the Gutsy Podcast when we talk about turning that side hustle, that thing that's been brewing in the back of your mind that you've been working hard on the nights and the weekends and trying to make sense of all of it, and turning that thing into a full-time gig that you actually make a living off of. Until then, follow the Gutsy Podcast on Facebook and Instagram, and join me personally on Instagram at @ThatLauraAura, where we dig deeper into the depths of business every day. See you next time.